Alright guys, so today I want to talk about Star Citizen. Now, this isn't a review or a first impressions really. I bought this game a couple of days ago and I thought it would be fun. I knew it was going to be complicated. I knew what I was getting into. I'd watched a bunch of videos. I was prepared for it, right? But then I got the game, and if you don't know what Star Citizen is, and you want like a tutorial on how to play it, and like what type of game it is, like a bunch of gameplay, and all the different things you can do, there's plenty of videos out there like that. This isn't the one. But essentially, to summarize it up really quickly, it's kind of like a bit of Daisy, Rust, kind of one of those types of open world sandbox games without comparing it to something like Elite Dangerous, because obviously that's what it's closest to. But just talking about my problems with the game. So, on paper, it's such a good game, right? There's a bunch of planets and everything's physicalized and localized to the point where if you put something in this bunker, it's always going to be there again, like Daisy or those Rust types of games for all of the players on that server. And there's different, ports and mines and different type of missions, bounty hunting and smuggling and trading and package delivery and all this different stuff you can do to make money and get reputation and get new gear and new weapons and new ships, and it's great, the idea on paper. But when you come to play the game, that's where the problems start, right? And now, like I've stated, I've played Daisy, I've played Tarkov, so I've played my share of broken games. Games getting you killed and losing hours of progress because they're broken. But this has to be the most broken game I've ever played. I enjoyed the approximate 10 to 12 hours I played, and after returning the game, now 2 days later, it's the only thing I want to play. I want to play this so bad, but it's so fundamentally broken that I have to refuse the urge to buy it again and play it. So let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Just as an example, right? A ship, a moderately okay ship, costs around 200k. And again, I'm very early on, so I'm not saying this is with the most insane money-making methods that you can do. This is just an example. But the most okay ship, if you want to upgrade, costs about 200k, right? Starting weapons, you can get a couple k for each weapon. You can get mining lasers, food, and all of that stuff, armor, around a couple thousand for each one of those individual things. You start out the game with, I want to say, a little bit above 20k, and they give you a starter ship, right? But each mission as a beginner gives you around 3,000, and as you do more missions, you get better reputation, which will give you more money per mission. The problem with this is you're doing, like I said, 3,000 per mission, which isn't a lot, and you have to grind to get more money, which would be fine if they worked. So my problem is I'm spending an hour to go to one place, deliver boxes, and drop them off at another place, just again as an example. But the mission ends up bugging out and I can't pick up the last box, so that I now wasted that hour of time, the fuel it took me to fly from place to place, which costs money, and then overall I'm not making any money at all, right? So that's just one example. I mean, there's problems even within those problems. The map doesn't work, it disappears, you can't see markers, sometimes you can see markers, the game crashes. I mean, it is incredibly broken. So I played, like I said, that 10 to 12 hour mark, and like I said, it's really cool. I mean, this is awesome, right? And on paper, when the game is working, it's really fun, but it's not like Tarkov, again, as an example of a game in beta, where you're playing it and maybe the server goes down, you have to rejoin, or maybe you get a menu error and you have to rebuild your gun. No, I'm talking you're playing and you start from the very beginning when you accept your mission. Okay, 1, you can't see the marker. 2, your map's bugging out, so you can't ping where you need to go. 3, you can't pick up what you need to pick up, so for some reason, you can't complete the missions. Now you just wasted an hour of time and all of that money on fuel. The game's constantly crashing. You can't stop, so you crash into stuff and explode and have to travel another 30 million light years again. Just constant problems. So I wanted to make this video to just make a point about this game, okay? Like any game, on paper, it works really well. It is a lot of fun on paper and when it's working. But for how buggy it is, it's not worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, I refunded this game. It's all I want to play right now. It's all I can think about, because I like space stuff a lot. But it's not worth the frustration. So, making this video to people out there that are trying to think about getting the game, and they don't know if they're going to be able to run it, which you do need a pretty decent computer to be able to run it in the high populated areas. And just, it's in beta, so maybe you've played other games in beta and you want to try it out, but it's especially broken. I just wanted to point that out. And people say you need a lot of patience, and you do need a lot of patience. And like I said, I play DayZ and Tarkov and other broken ass games like that, and so I feel like I have a relative amount of patience for broken things. I can get frustrated and continue to play, but this, I just couldn't do it. I had to return it. The only positive I will say is they were very quick to refund my game, because I was certain I wasn't getting a refund. But they did it quickly, they responded quickly, so I'll give them that positive. But let this game sit on the in the oven for another year or two, maybe more, and we'll come back to it, because if there's not much to do, that would be one thing. But there's a lot to do, just none of it works, at least from my experience. Now maybe I just had a bad 3 sessions, and if I would have played again, the game would have worked perfectly fine, but that's just my experience. Let me know if you guys enjoy this game, if you play it, if you've been wanting to play it, what you think, if you've had similar experiences, or if my bug problems were just so, erratic and random that I gave up too early. But hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one.